Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Unsung Gamer. All right, folks, it is time for Week 10. This time we're going to go to the NFC and play against Minnesota. Not really a whole lot I can tell you about them. I believe their quarterback is Jim McMahon. It's QB Vikings in this game, but I believe it's Jim McMahon. They're fair to middling team. And hopefully we can kind of get some momentum built, because offensively we have been downright pitiful the last couple of weeks, and we really need to break out of that. Just going to look real quick at NFL leaders just to show you can see kind of how far we have fallen here. We were up at the top of the leaderboards here, and I'm looking for, there he is, Humphreys is 10th. 10th overall, which is quite a far cry from where we were early in the year, which was number 1, then number 2, and we've slowly fallen off as we have started to sputter a little more on offense. Receiving wise, Cook from New England is leading this whole thing. Miller is tied for third, of course, 29 catches, still doing pretty well there. Harmon, who just got injured, was tied for 10th, and then kind of scrolling down here, I believe we've got one more guy that should be, there he is, Lewis, tied for 39th. He just hasn't caught any passes, and that's partially because we're really not doing a very good job of throwing the football. Looking real quick just on interceptions, Bird's still number 2, but Oliver keeps building the lead there. It looks like he's probably going to take off with the interceptions. And sacks-wise, Tippett, after a couple of really big games, has gotten up to 13th. We are at number 5, or tied for 5th with O'Neal, and then tied for 12th is Junior Seau, so that's where we're at. But yeah, Tippett's leading that one for the NFL. All right, going back over here, just look at team rankings real quick. Offensively, we have fallen way off. Now, we have had 2 bye weeks. That does have some to do with it. But here we are at 25th overall. Passing-wise, the one that I was really expecting us to do much better, we're 15th. So we're a little less than, we're in the bottom half of the league. Rushing-wise, we are still toward the bottom, 26th overall. So definitely one of the worst rushing teams in the league. And unfortunately, that just has a lot to do with the fact that we just have not been able to get our offense going those last couple of games, 2 to 3 games. Defensively, we are still on top. Now, we have had 2 bye weeks. Much like with the offense being lower, we are a little bit higher on defense because we've had 2 bye weeks. But it's not like we're, leading defenses by a little bit. It's by quite a bit, right there, almost 800 yards, or over 800 yards between the Steelers and us for total. When it comes to passing offense, we're 250-ish yards. Pass defense better, and of course rush. You can see right there. I mean, that's getting close to 500 yards of difference between, or no, not 500 yards. Pardon me, 200 yards between us and the Steelers. So overall defense, we're still playing pretty well. But we just need to keep the defense going, but get our offense rolling. Denver won that one. Houston won. Pittsburgh slid by Cincinnati. Green Bay barely beat Kansas City. Miami barely beat the Jets. Buffalo destroyed New England. Raiders over Chicago. Dallas over the Giants. Detroit slid by Tampa Bay. And it's our turn. All right, we got Ronnie Harmon back. That makes me feel a whole lot better. I like when we have Ronnie Harmon in the lineup. He's a really good he's a running back, but he's listed as a receiver. And I need him. All right. All right, let's get a pretty good kick here. Okay. Oh, yeah, Allen. They got Roger Craig at the end of his career. They do have the Carters, the 2 receivers. I mean, this is a pretty good team. All right. Oh, yes. Pick the play. That's what I need. Get a good start with defense and then see if we can do anything about it, do anything to kind of blow this team off the field if it's possible. All right. We were there. Okay. Oh, they've got a flea flicker. I hate running against that play. All right, incomplete pass. All right, punting it away. And we shall see. Block would be nice, but Newsom gets it away. Bieniemy. Which reminds me, since we had a guy come back, I'm going to have to put Bieniemy back as a kick returner, not just a punt returner. Let me do that real quick because the game makes that change. I like Bieniemy returning on both ends. All right, let's hand off to Butts right tackle. You know our standard starting play here by now. And apparently they know our standing starting play or our standard starting play, so we're going to go to the flare now and see if we can make up some of the lost distance there. And they know I like to do that one, so we're now down. They picked 2 plays back to back. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. What a way to start a drive. You have got to be kidding me. Man. 2 picked plays back to back. All right, let's get this ball out. All right, can we stop them? Pretty close. Yeah, just a 5-yard return, kept him behind the 20. I'm perfectly happy with that. All right. Oh, they're doing that Carter run. Finally figured it out. It just took me a minute. Doing it again. Got him. I don't know why they'd run that play. Neither of their receivers, from what I remember, are very fast. I mean, Chris Carter in this is not given the respect he should be due, given his capability, but all right, just the one with the hook. Yeah, get a sack. Junior Seau might have known the man coming through. All right, punt. Well, so far, it's been a pretty rough start to the game. All right. Took us down there, so just kind of like, what do I call here? Because they're probably going to pick it, whatever it is. I'm going to run Butts on the toss play here. Yeah. Don't know who that was, but he was fast. Very fast. All right. Hand off again. All right, we got a first down at least. All right, we're going to run motion.
Red 24.
Yeah, he'll be open. But I threw it way off. He's got to get those reeled in a little bit. Just got to reel it in some.
Red 24. Red 24.
All right, shotgun's wide open to Walker, heading to the end zone, touchdown. All right, Derek Walker, rare reception from the tight end. He doesn't really fill much of the tight end role for us, just because I don't run a lot of plays that require the use of a tight end. But he's about as fast as most of the receivers that we're using, so it's, just like another receiver out there. Just has a little better hit power. All right. We're going to defend the run again. I'm just kind of... Yeah, I mean, if they're going to keep trying that, I'm going to keep diving in there and taking it out. All right, this is the one with the hooks on it. Oh, they fumbled. He fumbled. All right. Yes. We needed that. All right, we're going to go butts off left tackle here. See if we can kind of... Perfect, perfect, perfect. We needed that. We needed it bad. And Butts' first game back gets him a touchdown. All right, Carney, let's get it over there to Nelson, see if we can make him touch back here. Yep, they got him. Okay.
Ready, set, put.
Not sure what they called on this one. We're just going to kind of go out and defend it. All right. Whoa, what? Yeah, he probably did get over the line.
Round 52, round 52.
They're running that. Oh, this time he might. Well, no, still didn't get me. He's just so slow to be running that play, and they run it a lot.
Red 24. Put, 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 put.
You kidding me? When I say they run it a lot, I'm not joking. They run it a lot.
Blue 48,
All right.
blue 48. Put.
I'm playing back because... Oh, my goodness. Intercepted. Yes, that's what we needed. We needed to just keep building some momentum here. We really need an explosion of offense in this game. Something awful. Whoops, gonna hit Harmon short. I could have hit our tight end there, but I overshot him. Harmon was still open. Just take the quick hit. I didn't want to try to go all the way back around, hoping to go just a couple more yards downfield. Got the first down. I was trying to get around the blocker, hoping it'd buy me a second, but that's probably a little bit of a pipe dream, but that's all right.
Red 24. Put, put.
Tight end is open. Zip it to him. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Very, very good throw. This part of the field, you guys know I'm not really keen on throwing the ball, so we're going to see if Mr. Butts can get his second touchdown, and he does. Ooh, barely got that. Gotta be careful. Okay. Need a big hit here. Oh, he broke off of me there. That was a really good return. All right. All right. Oh boy, I barely got there, but I did get there. All right, 21 points in the second quarter. Absolutely dominating performance thus far. We're going to skip the halftime show. But 6 for 13 yards, but 2 touchdowns. He just really hadn't had to run very much yet. Humphrey, 79%, 62 yards. We haven't had a whole lot of field to have to cover. And then Walker, of course, 2 completions or 2 catches. I hate that they put completions. It should be receptions or something for 48 yards. And, of course, a TD. Oh, and that's right. We do get the ball back in the second half. All right, B enemy. Meow. Nowhere to go. 9 yards is about all I can do. Okay, I'm gonna hand off to Butts here. See if we can get a little bit of a, kind of keep this. That was a little bit of my own fault there. Should have gone a little further right, but all right, we're going to go shotgun. I don't like this on any of them. I just take the sack. It's better to take the sack than throw the pick. Much better to take the sack than throw the pick. Because at least with, like this, I've got a chance. See, I was able to complete the first down, didn't throw the pick before that, which would have, ended everything. So let's see. I'm gonna run Butts off left tackle. Just trying to get a little momentum going on the run game, but unfortunately, it's not that easy. All right, we're going to run our 3 receiver set here. We're going up. Oh, I knew better than to throw that ball. I knew better than to throw that ball. That far across the field, they weren't moving. Yeah, that was a disaster waiting to happen. Yep, I hate that, but I hit McMahon, but oh, that was a touchdown too. I hit him. It was the flea flicker, and I thought it was the Carter play, so I was diving in there, and then when he pitched it back, I was like, uh-oh. All right, at least knocked it down. It'd been nice if I could have made an interception like that. That would have been sweet of them to let me get an interception, but because that was basically what just happened to me on that cross the field play. Let's go down. All right, so we're gonna run flare here.
Red 24. Red 24. Hut. Hut.
Yeah, Butts is open. Just get out of bounds. Don't want to do anything too crazy. All right, let's see. Gonna run motion here. Sometimes, though, throwing to Butts is not a great idea because he's definitely not a, well, I tried to throw it to the back that was falling, but that didn't work out. Boy, they're picking my plays, picking them quite often. Oh, hey, Lewis is running open. He hadn't hardly been open in quite a few games. Fall down, just fall. I need to keep the ball protected. Now, oh, good grief. I didn't need to call timeout, but that's all right. Oh, well. All right. Yeah, get those guys moving. That puts Miller in the middle. Touchdown. All right. Love the route tree on that shotgun. Stan Humphries, another touchdown. Needed it badly. I really need him to kind of dig himself. He's back in average. I'd like to get him at least back in good or excellent condition here, because if we can get on a run. If we can get on a roll and start, popping out some great offensive performances, because I don't want another, we had that disaster with Pittsburgh, which their defense is insane. I know they are, and I get it. But then, to come after that and, struggle to move the ball is tough. When I picked this team because, partially because they have a lot of potential at offense. I didn't even think about Allen running that one. I was totally into another idea. Oh, yeah. Stopped him cold. All right. So the question then becomes, what are they going to call here?
Red, 3-2, hut, hut,
I'm going to back up. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot that does that. When you hit them and they're doing the flea flicker, it causes a fumble. So that's pretty stinking awesome. I like that.
red, 3-2,
Well, I called the flea flicker again. We're going to see. Turnover on downs. We're going to have negative rushing yards on these guys, which I'm not going to cry about if we can pull that off. A good offensive performance with another just ridiculous defensive performance. I'll take it, 6 yards for Butts. Okay, we're going to take this up the nose with him. See if we can get our third touchdown.
Touchdown.
Marion Butts. All he does is score touchdowns. Of course, all we seem to do is give him the ball close to the end zone, but, It's kind of unfortunate. I want to do more with him, but the problem with doing more with him is he's only getting a lot of times, 1-2 yards. And of course, if they pick the play, you're pretty much destined to be behind the chains. So, all right, which one they calling? Oh my goodness, I picked it again. All right, we're going to call the flea flicker play. It did not call the flea flicker. All right, let's see what they end up doing. Going to be a pass to nobody because he's going to get sacked. Chris Mims. There's a name we haven't called very often. All right, we're going to call the flea flicker again.
Red 24. Red 24.
I would have a really good laugh if they had called that and gotten... Oh, no, I missed him. It's still only a 10-yard gain, but I was like, I had safety in mind. I was dreaming about a safety right there. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a turnover on downs there. All right. I'm gonna throw from where I'm at, 10 yards out. I got it batted back in my face. That's all right. I think if I could have got that out there to Harmon, I think I had a touchdown. No good. Yep, just take the sack. Don't have any interest in throwing an interception. No interest at all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and try again. I might as well. I mean... Oh, man, he's open. If I can get it there. Touchdown. That was really close, and I was really thinking that's going to be a pick, but Nate Lewis came through for me. God. My rear end may have been just a wee bit puckered on that. Oh, blasted that one. No surprise he touched back on that one. All right. So the question then becomes, what do I call? They have been calling a lot of the same 2 or 3 plays, so I'm just kind of hanging in with them. Oh, I picked it off. Hey, Bird needed an interception. I mean, that's great. All right. I'm going to run flare. I need to pick up some more offense here. And Lewis. Pass complete. Oh, how in the... He was on the ground. That's the kind of stuff drives me insane. Well, we're so close to the end zone. You guys know what I'm going to do. This is way too short a distance to be running much of a route tree, so Butts is going to get his 4th touchdown of the game. All right. Let's punch that in there. 49-0. Ah. $54-yard return. I'm really kind of interested to see what the total is going to be on the yardage and everything gained. And a sack to end it. Donald Frank, another name we haven't called very much, if ever. So 21-point second quarter and a 20.1-point fourth quarter. They had negative 37 yards rushing. The best run they had was QB Vikings, which I think is Jim McMahon. Have mercy. That's just crazy. So yeah, I really hate that Butts only got 26 yards, 11 carries, 26 yards, but I mean, I just, the few runs I tried didn't work out too good, except for, close to the end zone, at which point he was just running all over everybody. Humphreys will probably be the player of the game unless I just come back and see something amazing. We keep giving it to the defense, and and there's good reason for that, but I kind of want to give an offensive player a pat on the back here because that's the best offensive performance we've put together in a few weeks, which obviously is not saying a lot with the yardage and everything, but that was definitely the best offensive performance in a few weeks. I don't know. Actually, yeah, I'm probably going to have to give it to the defense. Negative 37 yards rushing, 0 yards passing allowed, 1 first down. Yeah, we're going to have to give it to the defense. All right, guys. With that, that calls another week to a close. And so if you like this kind of content, hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next game.